You don't never see this nigga tweets about.
Yeah, I can see what you mean.
You know what I mean? This nigga tweets about album sales all the time. No one gives a fuck about his tweet about when the album does good. They give a fuck when he tweets that album did bad. You know what I mean?
Those tweets are hilarious.
But I think just the Glorilla conversation is very funny to me because I think just the fall off was crazy. It feels like we can't enjoy like people at the same time. You know, people be replacing each other a lot more in this rap shit now, especially, bro.
Yeah.
She got kind of pushed out by Sexy Red, but I mean, shout out her. I'll do the cha-cha-cha at the next party I go out to.
This just felt like, people be trying to get their little TikTok dance off, you know? Like
So,
when you make a song for a trend. I'm not saying that's what she did, but that's kind of what it
no,
felt
100%.
like, you know?
It was the TikTok dance song.
Yeah,
It's fine.
not good.
Whatever.
I'm not mad at it, bro.
No?
I'm not super mad at it. Let her do what she wants to do. She clearly wanted to put that song out, so
Big glow.
She's just having fun.
How do you feel about the City
don't-
Girls album?
I didn't listen.
Real Ass Whores?
What?
Is that what it's called?
That's what it's called.
A real ass horse?
Real Ass Whores.
Oh, real
That's
ass
not what it's called.
horse. No way.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Pull it up.
On Everything I Love.
Pull it up.
On Everything I Love. Did y'all tune in? Real Ass Whores?
No, I've never really rocked with the City Girls like that.
Oh, it's called Raw.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Real ass horse.
I swear to God, that's what it's down. They tweeted that and all this shit.
That's
I
crazy.
like that song with Usher that they put out. It's cool.
What song with Usher did they put out?
It's called Good Love.
I didn't hear it.
They've been collaborating.
They've been doing shit. Yeah, nah. They apparently sold like 9K, 8K.
That's tough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was. I mean, I'm not the fucking sales police, but I just that kind of ties into the Glorilla shit.
What
Like
were they selling before though? That's
they had motion when they like act up and shit,
How much were they selling?
and it was on the QC album and shit.
Okay, but how much is a solo project by City Girls?
I just heard people talk about it. Nobody talked about this.
So you haven't done any research?
Nah, I didn't listen to the album.
Can we look at what their last projects?
Oh my god!
Because I think
bro.
context is important, right? If,
Yeah.
if it's 9K,
But
the
it's
previous
also
album sold
obvious.
5K, then
Did the City Girls have motion?
I
last
think this
time they
I
had
think
dropped.
this is what's happening to City
Bro.
Girls, right? Like JT and Carisha, I forgot. Oh, Young Miami.
Yeah.
They're both splitting and they're doing their own thing. They're having their own careers. Young Miami has Carisha Please. Like she's very focused on that and building a brand. I don't think they've been focused enough on building their brand as musicians.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree with
in
you
the public eye.
100%.
So I think this is warranted, to be honest. They haven't done the work.
These two, ooh,
Bro, there's no. And like I know that's gonna come off harsh, but there's mad artists in their lane right now that are doing the
What
work.
more could she have
Yeah.
done than do the podcast, Carisha?
That's not music related at
Yeah,
all.
like-
But is that not going to bring more people to the brand? More
It'll bring-
interest in her, which interests people in the music. What Offset was doing to promote his album wasn't anything to do with the music. He
We're
went
seeing-
on Kai's stream.
But we're seeing
But
they played
that
his
is
music
music.
though. They played a bunch of his music. Like I think we're seeing a huge disconnect when it comes to like the marketing space and streaming. You can't just be famous anymore.
Ooh.
Like you can't just be famous. That's not going to drive album sales. People have to care about your music.
And you know what I agree with that actually because I think the Cardi B and Meg song. I think because I think that was more for Cardi than I don't know because Meg is dropping soon apparently a whole project.
Yeah.
but that didn't move like it was supposed to.
Right.
And I think it might be because people haven't been focused on their music, but they've still been in the public eye because of personality. I could actually agree with that.
I feel like the only City Girls album, or I guess the two, right, is Girl Code and Period. I think those two were about the music. They were about these like new girls on the scene talking a bunch of shit, talking about men in ways that like, you know, usually women rappers hadn't before, and they were controversial and it was hot. But like now it's like everybody kind of does that, so you kind of have to build your brand around something, not something else, but just the growth of it.
I've heard people say that it just also doesn't feel believable anymore. Like
Why?
because they're not that anymore. They're living good lives. They're like
Yeah.
they're presenting themselves in a very sophisticated way a lot of the time. You know what I mean? Trying to do it up a little more. So like they're not these real ass whores from before. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's different.
There's a disconnect, a brand
I hate
disconnect.
that. I'm gonna be real. I hate the name.
Yeah.
I don't like it either.
Hate the name of the album.
Yeah.
I think it's just too. But like, who am I to judge? You know what I mean? But yeah,
I don't like it because I do feel like they have like grown into something else. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
the name and the music should represent
Yes,
that.
I
They can
agree.
still make fun music for sure, but
Yeah.
I think it should reflect the growth that they've been through because like they've been through a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
No, the personal brands are definitely budding.
Yeah.
No, I 100% agree. I don't really love the the album sale conversation
That's
that
fair.
people are like really
That's fair.
like fixed on in hip hop right now.
That's fair.
Especially because everything is selling less. You know what I mean? And I don't think that's like necessarily a reason to panic and for people to freak out, because when there's more of everything, you know what I'm saying? There's less streams for everyone. But I feel like everyone's taste is diversifying. There's less common people that everyone's listening to, so everyone's sales are taking
The
a hit.
only reason that I don't mind it is because I do believe that there's less effort being put into a lot of the music.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it's a reflection of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people care less, and it's like, why would I listen to this new shit with less effort when there's so much old shit that I could just go back and listen to.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's been an increased appreciation almost for classics. You see how people are like freaking out over fucking Black Mass flipping an old Mariah Carey song with Yeet. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you even see like It's a Rap, Sped Up is like fucking trending on TikTok. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, there is this hunger for meaning in music still, and I think the consumer still wants that. But like, if this current day music isn't delivering, I'll just listen to old shit. And I think that's also a big reason why album sales are kind of weak right now, bro, for certain people. Because the real niggas is still moving units and like doing they shit, selling out concerts. You know what I mean? Like, fucking like love or hate the Beyonce album, like niggas was moved by it and niggas bought it enough to be selling these crazy ass high tickets, bro.
Yeah.
Tyler, bro, Flognaw is still hitting off. You know what I mean? Like, niggas buying tickets and niggas give a fuck, bro.
Honestly, bro, if you didn't pop off, I mean, there's definitely some exceptions, but it's really hip hop right now. And if you didn't pop off before a certain time period, you're getting left behind.
I think there's a space for new niggas though. It's harder.
Though?
It's harder because you have to
Besides Rod
balance
Wave.
it. See,
Selling out
He do the
stadiums.
same thing. You
Selling out. Who else is selling out stadiums in the hip hop right now? That came out like 2018?
2018.
No one.
The only people selling out stadiums is like Travis Scott,
Mm-hmm.
Drake,
Yeah.
Rod's doing it. There's not a lot of other acts hip hop acts that can sell out a stadium.
I know it's a controversial take, but I really feel like
It's not controversial.
he's one of the only people that can do it.
It's
in
not
this climate.
controversial. You seen Jack Harlow give him the shout out.
Oh, I did see that.
I'm thinking of it like this, right? So we were in the era where you had to be a personality to sell your music at a certain point. I think that the Uzis and people like that kind of were part of when that became a thing. You know what I mean? When who you were became just as important as what you were putting out. And I think the emphasis flipped over the last couple of years and people lost the music, and that's why you're seeing this shit. So now as a new artist, you got to find the way to balance becoming a personality, getting people to give a fuck about you, and putting out good music. And that's probably really hard to fucking do.
Yeah, I mean, I think people talk about like artist development and how it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
I think it's just a lot harder because you have to focus on so many different things. You have to focus on like your performance, right? Like your actual ability to deliver like a good vocal performance and like, you know, do all the choreography and shit. You got to focus on your branding and like how you're looking, how you're dressing, how you're appearing to people. But you also got to focus on the online shit, the digital shit, and like entertain that part of it too.
Yes.
Like there's a lot more that goes into being an artist besides just making music.
And what I found out though is I think people like us that come up around when we are, that's our emphasis, right? And like that's definitely been like my approach to like how like I do my job, you know what I mean? I was very focused on that. But I am realizing like you can't do anything and you can't do all of those things as effectively as they need to be done without songs.
Yeah.
Like you need to have songs and then work the records. And you don't have to put them out like all at once, you know what I mean? You don't have to rush to the EP, the album, whatever, but like it is good to have songs and maybe not put them out immediately and plan for them to come out. You know what I mean? You have to create a plan for these things, but that can't start till the music is made.
No, agreed.
And I think
Like-
it's important that the end goal and the KPI that's like important is streams. You know what I'm saying? That there is music, and even if the music's not out yet, we do have a goal of putting this song out, and the objective of everything we're doing is getting people to listen to
Yes.
this song. If you want to be a musician,
Yes,
a
as your
recording
career.
artist, if you want to be a personality in the space, you could take a slightly different approach, and the music could be not the only thing that matters. You know, not the end all be all goal.
Yes, yes.
But like, if you want to be like these artists that can sell out, if you want to be like Rod Wave, it all needs to lead back to the music.
Yes,
You
yes.
know?
And you don't have to. You don't have, you know what I mean? That is also a thing. I think there's a lot of people who get into music and like want to make a couple songs and then do something else with their life.
Yeah.
And at a certain point we have to recognize that like there's too much money in it to not do it. So like those people are gonna exist. Let them do their thing, but like let's just make sure that we show our appreciation for the real musicians, which I think we do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's what we talk about. And that's why this nigga say, let it bring a raw wave sound out little stadiums or whatever. As often as he can.
I do want to know, like, genuine question, who else in the hip hop space is doing that right now?
I
Like,
don't
we
think
saw
anyone
Lil
else.
Baby's tour was struggling.
Yeah.
We're even seeing Playboy Cardi's tour, like, not selling like
Yeah,
that.
I don't think anyone else is doing that besides because Rod Wave also makes singing music, bro. Like there is
the
no
difference.
substitute for music with feeling, and Rod Wave has genuine feelings and emotions in his music, and he sing like, bro, you can't manufacture that. I think
Yeah.
other niggas is trying to like, you can't live off mosh pits, bro. That doesn't sell tickets to fucking grannies.
To be honest, the only person I think that is still selling out tours, like from just like